Hey there! Today I thought we'd talk about a problem that has been annoying me for quite a while. Here we have a Jinhao X450, a pen that I really like. You can get these in a bunch of finishes. They're very, very inexpensive on eBay. You can probably get one of these delivered to your door for $10, and for that you get a really nice pen. However, there is one issue. It has one of these white plastic inner caps. You see those on a lot of inexpensive pens, and unfortunately they are quite prone to breaking, and once they crack, that can happen, for example, when you post them a bit aggressively, they lose purchase. So when you do this, see that? The cap just flies off. It's very insecure on the pen, and that really annoys me. So today I'm going to show you what you can do about that, and it's actually very simple. Now, unfortunately, this does not work on every pen. With some pens, it's hard to open up the cap, and then you may look elsewhere for help, maybe from some pen repairman or whatever. But in the X450, you can solve the problem fairly easily. What you do is you grab this bit of the cap. I'll just put the pen away for a second. That bit of the cap, and you should be able to unscrew that. The first time it may be a little difficult. You can grab something made of rubber to give you a better grip. And I've done this a couple of times now, so it's easy to do here. And then you get three parts. You get the clip, you get a little ring that keeps the clip in place, and you get that end cap thing. Alright, this is the actual cap, right? And this is the inner cap. Now, the first time I opened this up, I thought that this was part of the cap, these threads, and the plastic inner cap was in there, but that's not the case. This is attached to that white inner cap. So what you can do is just push down on it, and you should be able to push it into the pen. Now, if that does not work, and the first time it can be a little tight, what you need to do is grab a cute little hammer and just knock on that gently. You should be able to pull this out. Now, you don't want to separate this bit from the plastic part, because that's not necessary. And I'm not sure whether you can get that back in there. It's pretty hard to get out. Anyways, I just leave that. Now what we've got here is the crack. You see that? That's the problem, and as you can see, it's a pretty wide crack. So it goes all the way up to there, and of course you could try to glue this, but that's most likely not really going to be of a lot of help. So what you do is you just take some of this tape. Now we call this electrical tape. I'm not sure whether that's the correct English term. I suppose you can use any type of tape, but I like this because it's a little elastic. So what you do, quite simply, is, at least that's what I do, first I try to cover the actual crack, which is right there. Just put that on there, and I'm just, as a pair of scissors, I'm using my Swiss Army knife, because that has these nice, very sharp scissors which are useful for cutting off this. You don't have to do it completely straightly. We'll come back to that in a second. About this size. I'm covering the whole cap in this tape, just to make sure there will not be any other cracks, because that might just happen. Third bit. If you want to do this really accurately, I guess you can just measure the distance from one end to the other and cut off bits of tape that are exactly that length. But for me, I mean, this is good enough for me. Now what I want to do is I just put the inner cap back into the actual cap, and I put the cap on the pen. And this is actually, you hear that click in place? That was a lot better than it used to be. I'll just screw this in place so that the cap actually, inner cap, stays in there. It's good, but it's still a bit loose. So what I do now, take that out again. I'm going to take a bit of tape and I'm going to put it right there, near the bottom. You see that? So this is the end that goes into the cap that you screw that thing onto. I'm just going to take this. Go around carefully and gently up there. cut that off. I've come full circle just once, and I put that in there again. Just using the back end of the pen to push it in. It's going in with a bit more difficulty, and that's good, because that means I've created a tighter fit of the cap. And now it's on there nice and tightly. I can really apply some pressure. You see, I pull off the cap, but the inner cap stays on there, and that's what I want. Okay, so now we're going to reassemble the cap. It's very easy. Oh, here we go. I can use this. This is just a desk pen. I can use the end of that to push that in there. There we go. Alright, now we reassemble the pen. There's X450 there on the center band, and here it says Jinhao. I would like to align the clip with the word Jinhao, that name. And then I take this ring. Now, as you can see, that ring, at least I hope you can see, has a little notch in there. That's what slides over this bit of the clip. So that's how you assemble it again, and it should sort of click in place. And then I just take that black end part, I just screw that on there. Everything's aligned well, not really. Move that just a little bit, and I screw that in tightly. Now I take my pen, doesn't fly off, slides on there nice and tight, no problems, looks good to me. And that's how you fix an inner cap in a couple of minutes. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.